Hi everybody, it's Bobbie, and I have a really cute card file to share with you today. I'm making for my friend Alice. This is my template, rough draft you call it, I guess. This is made out of a lighter weight cardstock that I had on hand. I had to change the measurements to make it more appropriate for the card size that we most normally make. This is a lightweight cardstock that I just happened to have on hand. But I wanted to make a rough draft and not waste my Stampin' Up cardstock, so this is what I came up with. And it's got 5 sections inside. It's an expander file. My friend Alice used to make cards and do a lot of needlework and crochet and that type of thing years ago. But as she's gotten older and her eyesight has declined, she doesn't have the visual perception to do that anymore. But she still likes those kinds of things, so I wanted to make her some cards and a box to keep them in. So this is what I came up with. I had seen a similar file quite some time ago online, but it was a whole lot bigger than this, and I wanted to scale it down so that it would be manageable for her and she could keep some cards in it. So what you're going to need to make this box, I used crumb cake for the base. You can certainly pick any color that you want. The first piece that you need is 11 by 7.5, and it's going to be scored at 2.5 for the top, then at 5, and that makes your fold over, and then at 10, and that'll be the bottom. So that is the biggest part of the box. Then the second piece you need is 7.5 by 7.5, and it is scored at 2.5, and that'll complete the bottom piece, and they will go together like this. Only this piece goes on. Actually, I'm going to put it on the outside. It makes it more stable, and this will make your box. And then I have a small piece cut at 7.5 by 2.25, and once I put the box together, just to stabilize the bottom and make it more sturdy, this will go across the bottom. Okay, and then you need 5 pieces cut for your inserts, your dividers, and there's 7.25 by 4 3/4 each, and there's 5 of those. Now you can make less if you want less, but I don't have measurements to put more dividers in it, but I think that's plenty actually. And then you'll need 2 pieces cut at 6 by 4 3/4, and they're scored every 1/2 inch all the way down, and then accordion folded in valley, mountain, and that's going to be our expandable sides, and you'll need 2 of those. So what we need to do to put this card together, this box together, it's not a card, I'm so used to making cards. Now I've used Tombow to put this together simply because if you're in a very humid area like I am, even the red line tape and score tape and all of those, they tend to not hold up real well. They want to come apart on you. So what we need to do at this point is adhere this piece to the bottom of this piece so that it makes your base of your box. So we'll put some Tombow on this one, on this smallest score. This is the 10-inch score line. And you'll want to be generous with your Tombow just to make sure you get a good seal. Okay. And this is going to go on the outside of the other piece, and you want to put it next to the score line. The 2.5 inch, I think it was, score line. And we're going to line these up just shy of the score line so that it fits in like that. Okay, and then this small piece, the 7.5 by 2.25, is just going to reinforce the bottom where these 2 pieces come together. So we'll put some Tombow on there. If you have any overhang or if you're off just a little bit, you can always trim it up with your scissors. Okay. So this one goes, where's my phone? Score line right there. I want it to be away from the score line just a little bit, so it doesn't stop it from standing upright. And just give it a good burnish with your fingers. Okay, take these sticky notes off. We don't need those anymore. Well, they're stuck good now. There they come. Okay. So see how quick that box went together? That's the basis of the box. Now, if you want to embellish the outside, which I do, I'm going to do it at this point, because once you put it together, you're going to have to mash in on it, and you don't want to do that. So, what you need to cut for your DSP, for this flat piece, you're going to need 7 1/4 by 2 3/8, and then the same for the top, 7 1/4 by 2 3/8, and then the front panel will be 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to lay it down where we can put the front and the top piece on. And I've cut just cut some DSP from, I'll have to look and see which designer pack it's out of for you. I've got it laying over here to this side. As soon as I glue this down, I'll look at it and tell you which one it is. But don't be skimpy with your DSP or your Tombow. The first time I put my template together, I used redline just to save time so I could get it put together and make sure I had the measurements where I wanted it. And it is so humid in Texas, it started coming apart. The red line wouldn't even hold it. Okay, there's that piece there. Okay, the designer series pack is, I have this black one that I'm going to use on the banner that I'll show you in a minute. The banner that goes on the front, that one piece comes from EverydayChic, and the rest of the papers I'm using came out of, I think it's called SchoolHouse. Let me check. Yes, it's called SchoolHouse. So this one and the yellow comes from SchoolHouse. And I put that in the wrong place. That's not where it's stuck. I didn't want that there. That's my fault. I got in a hurry. Let me cut another piece because I want the blue on the front. Cut another piece, 2 3/8. That's my fault. I had intended to put the yellow on the top and I didn't do it, so. But it's okay. This'll work. 2 3/8 by 7 1/4. Okay. So we'll put another piece of blue on there. A Tombow catches pretty quick. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but if you wait too long, the wiggling time's over. So, but that's okay. And we'll put this one on the front flap. Just make sure you don't get it on your score lines. Okay. Now that's your top and your flap. And then this is your front. So we want the big piece. Just cut it. I think I just cut up my front piece. Sorry about that. Okay, we need 7 3/4 by 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let me put this arm out. I'll cut out the 5 1/4 here. And then I need 7 1/4. Okay. Here we go. That was my fault. I chopped up a piece I already had measured out for the front. Okay. So it goes this way. So there's our front piece. So we need Tombow on that. Cut that a little bit long, didn't I? I sure did. Let me trim it off. Well, I'm having a time today, aren't I? So I need to cut it off right here. I cut it. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? There we go. That'll be better. Okay, so there's the base for the box. I just think that's the cutest thing. Now I did some edges that I ran through a punch that I already had, and I'm going to put it along the bottom just for decorative. Make sure it matches up here. So I want to cut it at about so, and right here maybe. That might be a little too long, but I can always trim it some more. Sure can't put it back on once you've taken it off. And take a little off this side. That should take care of it. Yeah. So a little Tombow on that. You know, I try to use everything that I can that's made by Stampin' Up, but every once in a while I don't have something I need. But I have so much stuff in my stash from years of crafting that, and I've had a couple of sales, but you know, you don't get nothing for that stuff, and it's not cheap, so I'm trying to, you know, stretch it as far as I can. And only use it when I have to, but I can't just throw it in the trash. I've spent good money for that stuff. So I hope Stampin' Up understands that. Okay, there's the bottom. Now we want a piece of trim across the top. So we'll do the same thing. And it's going to go right across here. And I want to cut it as close as I can to make it match across, you know, where it ends and starts and stops at the same on both sides, so it's symmetrical. And that one's not straight, but I can trim it off. Okay, that should be good. Yep. Oh, did I get it too short? Okay. may have cut it just a hair too short, but what I'll do is glue a little piece right on the edge to make sure I didn't mess up on that, because I think I may have cut it a little bit short. But there's always a way to fix stuff, you know. And we'll put this one down here, make it match our corners. There we go. And it's not obvious to anyone but you and me. Okay. So there's our box, the top and the front. And then I have a banner punched out that I'm going to put on the front. And I'm going to layer those together like this and decide where I want to cut it off. I'm not really sure just yet till I put it up against the box. And then when I'm done, I'll put some sequins or some kind of embellished trim on it just to jazz it up a little bit. There we go. Now, let's see, I want it to hit about, how's the other one? Look, it overlapped a little bit, about like that. So we'll cut it off right here. Right there. That should be pretty, no, it's not straight. Of course it's not. It's me. But I can straighten it up. It's kind of hard to cut straight when you're holding it sideways. There. Okay. Now we can put our banner on there, and you can always add a sentiment or something. On the last one I just stamped my friend, but for Alice, she won't be able to see it and she won't care about, you know, I can stamp something there, but she won't be able to see it, and it won't make any difference one way or the other. What she's going to care about is the fact that I made her something. That'll make her happy as a lamb. She'll be very happy with that. Okay, so there's that. And then I have 2 circles, and I may stamp something on here later just for her. I may put it over here like this. I haven't decided yet what I want to put on it. She's such a sweet little lady. I haven't decided on the sentiment yet, but we can go ahead and put the sides together and get our dividers in there. So this is the way it sits. This will be the back of your expanders. So I like to put those in first. Now, the video I had watched some time ago, she put it together with the dividers in the 2 pieces and then set the whole thing in to the album or the box. But I felt like I needed a third hand doing that. It was just really awkward. So what I like to do is put the side pieces in and then do my dividers one at a time. So I'm going to set this down, and it needs to be just a hair off the bottom and just inside the edge, like so it doesn't hang out. And this way, if you need to do any trim work on your dividers, you've already got this in here and you know exactly where they need to be. So make sure I don't have any glue protruding out. So I'm just going to hold it down for a few seconds and make sure I get a good seal. A little glue seeping out there. Okay. Let me put this punch on here to hold it down while I do the other side. Because it is pretty humid here today, I'll tell you that. West Texas is always humid. We've had so much rain this year. So, I'm just glad to see the sun popping out today. Okay, I'm going to get the glue on the second side piece. And we're going to set this in here the same way, just a hair above that bottom fold and just inside the edge. Just like so. Okay, now the punches I used on this was the 2 3/8 inch scallop circle and the 2-inch circle, and then I used the banner punch, the triple banner punch. So I think those are going to stay down. Okay, let me get a wipe. I've got glue on my finger. I need to get it off because it's going to stick to everything I do. Okay. So what we need to do next is you're going to skip and you're going to go on top of this mountain fold. Actually, to the valley. We're going to go in the valley. So we're going to put glue, and let me measure it first and make sure it's exactly like I want it to be, because at this point you can trim it if you need to. So this looks like it's going to bow just a little bit. So I'm going to trim just a hair off of it. I think it needs to be. And what I had told you was 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm just going to shave just a itty bitty bit off of it, not even 1/4 of an inch. Maybe, because I don't want it to bow in there. And that's why I like doing it this way, because you can tell when you put them in there. Whoops, sorry about that. Crash and burn. Okay. So this one's going to go in here like so, and that would be much better. It's going to lay flatter. Okay. So we're going to put glue right here. And right here. And we're going to put our piece in here and just bring this down on top of it. And line it up. And do the same thing with this side. It makes it so much easier to handle these when you do it this way. And I think that was the perfect ticket, taking that little tiny bit off. I'm going to do that to the rest of them. Just shave a little bit off. I'm just going to shave a little bit off of these real quick so they lay nice and flat. Okay, just a hair. I need to change my trimmer blade here. Yeah, I'm sure I do. Okay, so the next one, you know, I'm thinking might be a good idea just to maybe put 3 or 4 in here, which I think would be plenty for her because she mostly does birthdays and thank yous. Like she told me, by the time you get to her age, so many people that were your friends are already gone. And, you know, she doesn't really have sympathy cards to send. She mostly sends thank yous and birthdays, and that's what she's most interested in. So I'll put this one down here. So there's the second one. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Oh, come on. Here we go. I think I'll just put one more in there. Let's see what it's looking like. This one's kind of pivoting a little bit. Yeah, we'll put one more in and that'll be it. Let me cut this one down just a hair. Just see what it looks like. Yeah, see, it'll buckle, and I don't want it to do that. Give this just a little bitty shave. And then I'm going to change my score blade before I do anything else. Okay. Okay, let's do our last one, and then we can close up the front of it. Okay, here we go. Got them all in there. Okay, now we're going to glue these to the front. And be sure when you do these that your starting and stopping points go in. You don't want this edge to be facing out and have a raw edge show. So I'm going to stand it up at this point. And then I'm going to match this up to the edges here. And do the same thing with this one. Just inside the edges. You don't want to lay it down and push on it because then you'll mash the bottom. I should have cut a little bit more off of those two center ones because I can see where they're bowing a little bit. But they may straighten out after they've been in there a while. Okay, and there is your box. Isn't that the cutest thing? It turns out so cute, and it holds the A2 cards, the 4.5 by, I actually could have put another one right in there. It holds the 4 1/4 by 5.5 just fine, no problems whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a try and see what you think. It's really a neat box. I think Alice is going to absolutely love it. So let me know what you think. If you'd like more videos like this, or if you'd like to see anything else or have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I enjoy hearing from you, and I do appreciate all of you that have subscribed and responded to my videos. It really is nice to hear from everybody. So I will talk to you all later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.